the SoundCloud era, a specific time that I hold very, very close to my cold heart.
And I consider my heart cold, my heart cold.
As I'm sure many of you watching this video grew up listening and watching the artists that blew up during the SoundCloud wave, artists that we will talk about later once we get into, well, the video. SoundCloud released, I posted on my community tab, and I got a lot of discourse in the comment section about this specific topic. SoundCloud released their Mount Rushmore of SoundCloud artists. You know, Mount Rushmore basically is saying the greatest artists that came from this specific time period or wave of music. And a lot of people did not like that. They wasn't feeling it. So I was like, hey, let's make a vid, talk about it. Let's argue.
It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed.
Anyway, yeah, before we get into it, make sure you like the video if you like this specific content. Subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. I'm just going to talk about basically how I feel these guys fit into the Mount Rushmore, and if basically do I feel like they were deserving. First, we got XXXTENTACION.
It's my turn. It's my turn. I work hard for this. All eyes on me.
I was making the list, you know, if I was the guy behind the keyboard making this list, I would have definitely inserted X, because as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, X was one of my favorite artists. So I would have personally inserted him on this list. Really no qualms. I think he deserves it. He was definitely a very influential person in this time of music. I think he really put a lot of eyes on SoundCloud. I think he put so much attention on SoundCloud, and really, to me, he was the first guy to me was like, oh, you can make it mainstream coming from SoundCloud. Besides another guy on this list, but we'll get to him later. Do I think X deserved it and, you know, needed to be on the Mount Rushmore? Absolutely. Would have been my first overall pick. He would have been the LeBron James of the draft. If it was up to Ya Boi, definitely S tier pick. I like the pick. Respect it also. Next we got Lil Uzi.
The message to the youth is, if you want to be a vamp, go on and bite you a bad bitch.
Uzi, obviously, I think he deserves to be on this list. I can't really fault them for putting Uzi on the list. I mean, I think Uzi blew up before X, and a lot of his music was on SoundCloud. And you can't really, like, I know people will try to dismiss it today, but Uzi really influenced a ton of people to dye their hair just random colors. Like, I don't know if you guys were going to school and seeing this, but I vividly remember being in high school and Uzi popping off during what songs were jumping. You Were Right or You Were Wrong, whatever. Even Bad and Bougie, like, everybody wanted to be like this man. Everybody was dyeing their hair, getting little specific freeform dreads. It was crazy. It was a crazy time, and I think influence wise, I think Uzi deserves to be on this list. I can't really say anything about it, man. It's a good pick, man. Definitely being second overall is not bad for Uzi. Third, we have Juice.
Everybody stay positive no matter how negative life gets, and remember, all girls aren't the same anymore, because I got a girlfriend. So,
but I was seeing a lot of people giving the Juice WRLD pick a lot of flack, because to a lot of people, they see Juice WRLD as a later member of the SoundCloud like dynasty. They don't see him, they don't align him with the Uzis and the X because he came later. And to that, I'm like, so what? He came later, but he still had a massive impact when he did arrive. I think Juice is a great pick. Like, it would feel empty without him on the list, you know? Like, it would feel like a Juice WRLD size gap is missing. So I'm not mad at it. Juice would have probably been on my list too. I understand, I guess, the came later, and just that alone, people feel like he shouldn't be on the Mount Rushmore. It was just kind of nuts. But regardless, I'm not mad at that pick at all. So the most controversial pick. Are you ready, guys? You ready for this? 1, 2, 3. Lastly, we have Mr. Trips, Mr. Trippie Red. Nobody liked this pick. Ton of people hated this pick. I'm gonna read off some of my community tab from my loyal subscribers. And some people said this from my guy at Canon_69. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He said replace Uzi and Trippy with Zell and Ski to make this perfect. My other loyal subscriber, Jay Goku, said, yeah, this is true. Unfortunate that Trippy fell off though. And I feel like what Jay Goku is saying is very true. I think a lot of people view Trippy as falling off or just not making as great music as he used to be in, I guess, his prime, which is insane. Did Trippy Red fall off his prime? Like, I don't know. It's a great question. I think Trippy Red still makes pretty good music. He just released something this month, and I think it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I heard a couple tracks from it, and I don't think Trippy is making that worse of music. I mean, I think what hurt Trippy more, maybe the gaps in time that he releases music and his presence, like social media wise. I don't know what Trippy Red's Instagram looks like. I'm not sure. He's not as lit as Uzi, especially not right now. And not as lit as Cardi. So like, I guess if you compare him to his colleagues, I guess, which is crazy, the SoundCloud colleagues, welcome to the workforce. I guess, you just have like Cardi like on a computer or something. But I guess if you compare Trippy to like, I guess those guys, he does seem like, I guess, the bottom of the pack. But I still don't think Trippy, I wouldn't say Trippy has fallen off a cliff, man. Maybe fell off a little bit, which happens, But do I think he deserves to be on this list? I can see people wanting to, like my subscriber said, I understand people wanting to replace Trippy. Like, it's plenty. I understand anybody wanting to replace anybody that's on this list. I get it. Replacing Trippy has the resume to be on this list, in my opinion. Of course, you could have replaced him with guys like a bunch of people commented in my community tab. Where is guys like Ski Mask, Xavier Wolf, Lil Peep? You could easily toss Trippy out for any of those guys, and I wouldn't have been mad with it personally. I'm not the biggest Trippy Red fan, but I do appreciate what he has given to the music. I have a lot of Trippy Red bops, and you're lying if you say you don't. But regardless, I want to talk about something I did mention earlier. Where's Lil Peep? Do I think Lil Peep deserved to be on this list? Definitely. I think Peep was early enough to, honestly, he was earlier than basically a lot of these guys that are already on this list, influenced a lot of these guys on this list. So I feel like that makes his resume pretty strong to be on the Mount Rushmore. I don't think I'm biased. I like Peep, not my favorite artist of all time or anything like that, but definitely I recognize the work and the influence is crazy. So Peep was doing things way differently, way earlier than a lot of these guys. Before these guys even got put on, Peep was doing it. Him and Lil Tracy, like that was a crazy time, and I definitely respect and acknowledge that. So for sure, Peep should have been on this list in some capacity. It just sucks because it's 4, and you're gonna miss out on some guys for it just being 4. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the list. I'm not mad at it. Obviously things could have changed, but I'm not mad at it. It's a solid list. It's a solid list. Let me know what you guys think though. If you think the list is atrocious, let me know. If you like the list and think it's pretty solid, let me know too. Like the video, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. And tune in for the next video because it could possibly be the best video on YouTube. Peace.